It's week 3 here at Grantham University. My name is Ryan Toth, and week 3 means peer reviews. You get to hear the criticism of your story, you get to criticize other people, you get to hear the good points, the bad points, and everywhere in between. This week I chose John Nesnick's story about finding out that he was pregnant. Better yet, his wife was pregnant, not him. And Mr. Kenny Holifield's story about serving during Hurricane Katrina. And most of us can remember those days about Hurricane Katrina. First of all, we're going to start with John's story about finding out that his wife was pregnant while he was on duty. We all, as parents, can relate to that moment when we found out that we're going to have our first child. Everybody remembers that story. I know I can remember it like yesterday. And I really felt that he got his story across. It was good eye contact. He was very animated, had good hand gestures. It was a good, engaging story. I could really feel that he was talking to me. He was looking at me, and I really felt engaged with his story. The critique part would be that he used a lot of uhs and ums. I do the same thing when I speak, and it's really something that's hard to get over. Another thing that he did, he wasn't standing up. When you make a speech, you should be standing up. It looked like he may have been sitting at a table. It may be more comfortable, but when you do a speech, it's just more formal to be standing up. Mr. Holifield's speech about Hurricane Katrina, you could tell he was very well prepared. He had his notes. He knew what he wanted to say, what he wanted to get across about his story, and he had a lot of details. He didn't skip and jump around about his story. He knew every little detail that he wanted to get across, and it was a great story about Hurricane Katrina. Although it was such a disaster, you could really feel the emotions that he went through during that time. On the flip side, he was a little too prepared. He looked away a lot, felt like he wasn't really talking to me. He was maybe reading his notes a little bit too much. And the background noise, the TV in the background was a little distracting. He was more robotish, not talking to me, maybe sounded more like a robot. Needed more energy, more action, make me feel like a connection, maybe a little humor added in there. I don't know that you can add a lot of humor to Hurricane Katrina. It wasn't a humorous situation, so I understand that point there, but maybe not so bland and dry. Otherwise, I enjoyed both speeches. They were very, very touching. I remember both events. As far as finding out when my wife was pregnant and Hurricane Katrina. I grew up on the coast. I grew up in Biloxi, Mississippi, so that area, I have a lot of family in the New Orleans area, so the Hurricane Katrina story really touched me. As far as critiquing my own video, as I said earlier, I used a lot of uhs and ums. It's hard for me to, my brain wants to move faster than my mouth, and then I've got all these ideas in my head and my mouth can't get it out. My son really struggles with that also. He uses, wait, stop, I can't get it out. And his brain is working a lot faster than his mouth. And me and him share that trait, I guess. Something I really have to work on throughout this course. And maybe better eye contact, being more animated. You can really, see there I did it again. I said really got to work on that main part. I imagine that's my biggest critique. And I appreciate everybody's time this week. I enjoyed watching your videos and look forward to watching them in the future. Have a good week and good luck in the class.